Good morning, guys. Lily Rays. I am back today with a project. I'm going to, again, this is all in my head. I started out with 2 pieces of cardstock and my envelope punch board. And I wanted to make a 5x7 envelope. And so the measurement is 10 by 10. And then you have to score at 4 1/8 and then 90 degrees all the way around to make this. So I butted them up together, and as you can see here, you know, this is never perfect. So what I did was I cut on an angle just those edges. So that's what we are going to finish doing. Just at an angle to the crease. And let's see if I can cut that straight. And this is going to be closing from this top. All right, so I did those 2 sides. I'll use this one. And this should be a hopefully quick tutorial. And these 2 are done, but this one's not enough. Actually, it has to go this way. Let's see if that is enough. You know, the envelope punch board is never as accurate as it should be because these 2 were cut at the same time, and look at the difference. And they're both 10 by 10 paper. So, I don't know. I can't figure that out, but this is enough so that it doesn't interfere with folding. So, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use, which one do I want in the front? It's supposed to be a springtime envelope, so maybe it should go this way. So that when the recipient receives it, it's flowers on the inside. So it's just like giving them some flowers. So let me bend this one first. Having issues here. And then, so strange. I don't understand why the difference is so much. But anyway, we're gonna go with it. See, there's a big difference in it. I guess I have to keep it the bigger one on the outside and the smaller one on the inside. Okay, that's how it's gonna go. It's springtime anyway. It's a beautiful orangey color. And I want it to open like this. So, let's go ahead. First, let me glue it down. I want to glue it down so we could work with it. So I'm going to glue the small one. I'm going to glue this down and then I'll be back. Okay, I've laid this down and glued everything. I was debating what type of envelope to make it, but I think I'm going to, sorry for the crinkles, it's my Wipies. I think I want to make it a coin envelope and use buttons as a closure so that they can reuse this. So let's see, you gotta softly flex it, it's still wet. The garbage truck is outside, so if you hear any noise, that's what it is. They're picking up the green canister. Okay. That's still a little wet. But it's fine, it works. We can still work with it. Okay, I'll try and stay in focus here. Let me see. I want to, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use my, I never use these scissors. This is my pinking shears. So I'm going to cut a little snippet off of that, just to give it a decorative edge when it closes, like that. And then I want it to flap over like that. So I'm going to do the same. Give it a decorative edge like that. It's pretty thick, like that. And then I'm going to ink those edges, and then this one goes down like this. So I need to snip this one as well, just a little. Let's see. Okay, so that's the way it's going to be. So it's like a clasp envelope, you know, you could call it a coin envelope, whatever you want. Let's make sure, I don't think this is straight. There. All right. So now I'm going to use, let me use this double side. Oh, you know what? I could use my A2G gun right here. But before I do that, let me think a minute. If we're going to put the envelopes on there, let me grab my buttons. And grab something that matches. I have these two. I have that one. I have this one. That matches. Sometimes it's hard to plait with my buttons. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be orange, but I think I'm going to do these two. All right. This one still has the thread. I get these from a lady who sells her vintage stuff. She lives in Orlando. Okay. Okay, so one is going to go here and one is going to go here. That looks beautiful. And all you have to do is really, let me see, put a decorative twine through there. You know, let's switch these like that. Because in this one, I can wrap it around. Actually, this one goes here. Here. Right on there like that. Just like that. And I have orange twine. Let's take that out. Okay. And so, let me see if I can put this through here. Let me get my plastic needles. Okay. These I got at Michael's. No, not at Michael's, at Joann's. And this is what I use when I crochet and I have to bring the needle through the, what do you call it? Those, I think it's a not a darning needle, it's called tapestry needle. And just pull it through. Whoop. There we go. I'm going to take enough that we have extra to work with. I'm going to take and actually I should have made a hole here and put this underneath, but I do want it on top. It goes on, oop, oh Lord. It should go on top like this. I'm thinking, guys, that's pretty flat. Maybe I should make a hole here. I think I'm gonna have to make 2 little holes through there. Sorry for my arms. All right. Even though this button has 1 hole, you need a second hole to get it to keep it shut. So let me try this again here. I want it to go through the top. And then back this way, and then it's going to go through the button, hello, let's try it this way, okay, then through here. And then I could just tie it right up here. Right, so this is what you do when you want a button to stand up upright. Like that. Then you take it, you twirl the yarn around it, and I'm going to do a double knot to do a surgeon's knot. That's 1, and then I'm going to do that again. So over, whoop. Okay, that worked. So now we have that. Okay, so it's pretty on this side and pretty on this side. All right, so that goes that way. And now this one's going to go here after I ink it. Where's my brown ink? Oh geez. Thing is so, got too many things over here. All right, here we go. Sorry for the noise, guys. Just a little bit. Not gonna see that one. Okay, now this one. goes like that, and that goes like that. And now this one. This is a pretty thick envelope. This is more like a storage envelope. But it's beautiful. Okay. So now this one goes like this. So I'm going to take my ATG gun and approximate, let's say around that, where that flower is. Let's go ahead and do it, right? One there. One there. And one there. Okay? That goes there. And the same thing with this one. Let's see. Okay. And then this one's going to look like we sewed it on, but in reality we are just going to glue it on. And I'm going to take some yarn off of this because I know for a fact this is too long. And again, just using my plastic needle here to bring the thread through. Okay. I always like to do the surgeon's knot because it secures the knot that you're making. Okay, that's done. Then we're going to take this and cut it like that, and that's going to go there, just like that. Alright, so what are we going to use? I'm going to use some of this clear glue. Come on, baby. Time is money. Put plenty of glue. And let's line it up. Almost line it up. Because this one should have gone over a little bit. Now I'm going to hold that for a couple of seconds. I'm going to set this aside so that this can dry before we start winding that up. So let me just set it aside. While that is being cured, I went ahead and I'm supposed to make 3 spring envelopes. So I cut another piece of paper, 9 by 9, right here, 9 by 9. So my envelope, let me see. Yeah, see, this is card size, paper size. So this paper size is 9 by 9. And then we have another one here, 9 by 9. So I want to make it 5 by 6. So I'm going to go with this 9 by 9. Okay, so it's 9 by 9, and then we punch at 1 1/4. Right? Okay, I'm sorry, 4 1/4. 4 1/4. So 4 is here, 1/4 is there. And what I noticed with the punch board is that the first and the third should line up. So this is 4 1/4. So these long flaps you line this little peak there with that flap, okay? And you see this is 4 3/4. This flap over here should all measure the same, 4 3/4, and then this one 4 1/4. So let's punch. And see this one, 4 1/4, so that it's exact. And then the long one again should be the same, yep, 4 3/4. So if you do that, you'll get a perfectly sized envelope, lined envelope, okay? And then you just punch this on the other side to round the corners. Okay. Okay, so we have ourselves an envelope. Isn't that a pretty envelope? That's supposed to be glass. Okay, now I'm going to put something in this one. But I may just, I took out this stencil. Maybe I'll stamp it there. And then maybe add some color to it. Not sure. And then I have this one that I did the same. This is I think it's a 4x6. Yeah, this one's a 4x6. So I have these that I have to decorate. And I have flowers that I have to punch out. So this is a magnet. This is the best thing to keep your die cuts in. So I'm going to punch out a couple of flowers, and then we'll see how we can use them on these envelopes. So I will be right back. Alright guys, I went to my Sizzix die machine and punched out a couple of flowers and some stamens. Those are the stamens. Flowers. Little ones, medium size, and large ones. And then this, I have two styles. These two go together. This one goes on top of the other. Or you can just do them separately, however you want, like that. But I think I want to use a stamen with this. And then the same thing with the blue ones. These two sizes go together. And then the stamen goes in the center like that. And so we will be also doing those flowers, but I wanted to just take some time, and again, this is my first attempt at this. I haven't tried it, so I don't know if it will work. I stamped this bird on this paper with my oxide inks that I have. Yellow, violet, pink, faded jeans, broken china, and then of course my walnut stain. So I'm going to use a water brush. This comes from Jane Davenport. I have the kit of the watercolors. I could use the watercolors, but I don't want it seeping too much through here. I don't want to ruin it. So let's see how I can use my oxides just to kind of put some color into that bird. So I'm gonna make him I'm gonna make his fur on the bottom yellow. And again, this is just gonna be a light touch. I could have done this with my pencils, but I wanted to see how this works out. Okay. I'm going to make him a little rainbow, and I'm just using my white bead to kind of clean my brush there. So, where's my cover? Here it is. I want to give him green on top. Want to outline the yellow, just the top of it. And then I want to give him an aqua tail, or rather broken china tail. Alright, let's try that. Okay. Then I want to give him dark blue eyes. Let's see if I can manage to do that without. Okay. I always try and clean my brush after I use it. And then we're going to use the brown for his beak. Okay. Brown for his feet. And then brown back here because this is supposed to be a branch. I hope I'm in focus here. These are supposed to be cherries, but I don't know what I'm going to do there because I don't have red. I have purple, pink, green. Oh, you know what? I'll use my... I also have colored pencils. Let me just get that and I'll be right back. Okay, I took my Faber-Castell's colored pencils, and I drew some cherries with some vines, and all I'm going to do to add a little color is color the cherries in. And I'm not making it dimensional. Just gonna color them in. If I had to review these pencils, I wouldn't give them a good review because they seem to be hard to color with. I don't know. I've used the Julie Nutting coloring pencils, which I have a case of, and those are a little better. So, actually, maybe I'll put some cherries on these branches over here. But I do have to make the outside a little brown, just to give it some more color. That's it. Once I'm done with this, then we will go ahead and glue the envelope and move on to our third spring envelope. I would say this is a spring envelope. I hope that they're not too disappointed with when they receive this. And I'm gonna put a tag in each, even though we're only supposed to make one tag. I'm gonna go ahead and make a tag for each of the envelopes. Okay, I think I like that. All right, so we're going to be moving on. Let me just clean up my space and I will be back. All right, guys, we are back. I'm going to use my scissors again, just for this area here and for this area here, just to make it a bit decorative. So that's going to close that way. And then this one's going to go on top. Just like that. I'm going to just ink these edges just a little bit. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I took this stencil. It's from Tim Holtz, Stampendous.com, and I just laid it down in different areas. I didn't go over the bird, but I did go over the cherries, just to give it something because it was just too white. So now that's going to go like this, and the envelope doesn't look too stark. Okay? All right, so we are going to move on to taping this down. Okay, and then we're going to tape this one down. Okay, now that that's done, on here, I should have made something to close that. All right, I'll have to think about that. Maybe what I'll do is just add a pink ribbon and put a bow and close it that way. All right. let's go ahead and do our flowers. The only tool I have, sorry that I'm only in the camera, the only tool that I have to work to distress my flowers is this one. I need those tools with the big ball, medium ball, small ball, so that I can appropriately distress my flowers. But I do what I can with what I have. You're supposed to spray them a little bit. I'll spray them all at the same time. Make them a little damp. Oh jeez, too damp. Okay. And so you're supposed to take it like that to kind of break the fibers little by little, gently. But again, this is an embossing tool that I have. This is not a flower tool, but I think it works just fine. You just have to press and be patient. The idea is to kind of crinkle it up and make it malleable so that you can set your petals however you want. See how it cups? So I'm going to set that one aside and let that dry like that. The same thing with this one. I like Archa, I forget her last name, but her name was Archana. She does beautiful flowers. I think that's all she does is flowers. I want to learn how to make those baby flowers, but I think I have to buy the tools to do those baby flowers because I can't seem to get them right. Okay, that's that. Let's do sometimes I press too hard and I rip the flower, but it's just the way it goes. Everything shakes. Okay. Let's do a stamen. And then the other ones I will do off camera. I want the yellow to show on the stamen. Oh, this is wet. Let's see if I can get one that's semi-dry. And this one, because the yellow is what's going to be showing, you're going to put it on the reverse side. You want this to curl in as much as it can. Let's do another one. And then this one I'm going to do the opposite way. Sometimes my fingers don't work. So then the center will be yellow and the outside will be yellow. So you use 2 stamens for 1 flower. And I'm only gluing the bottom of it. So let me use my white glue and see what happens. So, okay. With me is all about experimenting, because I never plan. Okay. See if this is going to come out. Oh, there it is. Okay. Take this one, put it right into the center, and let's push that together. Okay, I'm going to put that aside. I think I'm going to have to spray that. Let's go ahead and put 2 flowers together, or rather 2 petals. Offset like that. If we wanted to make it a little fuller, we could by just adding a 3rd flower that's the same size but offsetting it. So let's go ahead and do that. Just offset the petals like that. Let me see something. Sometimes you don't even need to. Like that. So then you take this, put it in the center, let that dry, and then I'll come back and spritz it with some glimmer mist. So that's 1 flower. And I should have inked the edges. I could still do that. I can take this brush and just do the petals. But now that I've mentioned it, let's go ahead and do the black. The black doesn't need to be inked, so I'm not going to bother with that. let's go ahead and on this one, just add these 2 petals, offset. And this one's going to be the opposite way. Let me do it on here. Okay. Let's put some glue here. Whoop. Then put the stamen in the center. Okay. Now we're going to set that aside and let that dry. And then the rest of the flowers, let's do this one while we have it here. It's already. And then this one goes on top. Okay. This one I may put a one of those blingy things with the different colors. All right. All right. So now let's move on to the third envelope. Oh, actually, let's take this one. This is a pretty hefty envelope. It's pretty thick. I'm going to take this. This should be dry. I hope it's dry. Yeah, I think it's dry. Oh, I guess it's not dry. Okay. All right. So I can't close this. This has to sit for a longer period of time. All right, so let's go ahead and just, I want to ink this envelope. I don't know what I'm going to do with this third envelope. Oh, I have my tags. Let me see. And again, I wanted this to be a quick tutorial about just envelopes and being able to use them with flowers and doubling them up. I'm going to close this one like this. I kind of prefer the envelopes to close like this instead of the traditional way. Okay. The only thing with that is that if you go this way and you go this way, then whatever you put inside may get stuck. So it's safer this way. And this way, I'm just going to leave that envelope just the way it is. Rounded corners so that they can use it for storage. So this one gets some tape there. Some tape there. Over, over, and that's done. And I guess as a closure, let me see if I have something to close this with. Actually, these are tags that I have from a lady who sold me some vintage lace. Maybe that could go like that. Just lift it. I don't know. Is that practical? Maybe I could take off the twine. I kind of like the twine. The twine is what makes it vintage. See? And you could just put it as a stopper there, like that. I think I'm gonna go for it. It's supposed to be a handmade envelope, right? What better than to use an actual vintage tag to seal the envelope? Let me hold that there. And high enough right there. Yeah, look at that. It worked. Perfect. And I will do the same to this one. Okay. That's kind of long. You know what? I'm going to have to cut this a little bit because it's just too long. Oh, I cut the bird. That's right. Look at my boo-boo. Oh no, I can't keep cutting it. I forgot I had the bird. Oh, rats. I have to salvage that somehow. See that? I spent all that time with fixing my little birdie and I messed him up. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put some glue right back here so that it can stay together. Oh man, I can't believe I did that. And on camera, no less. What am I going to put there? gonna put a blue flower there. I'm gonna put a blue flower there. Look at this. Oh my goodness. So that we don't lose our little birdie. Oh man. Right there. Oh, I can't believe I did that. All right, let's see. Now that I've completely messed that up, let's see how we can. This envelope is pink. Oh lordy, look at that. Unbelievable. All right, we're gonna put a little blue dot there. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Okay. Now I have to let that dry. So I cannot close that, but I will find some kind of closure. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. That's gonna have me laughing all day. Okay, so that's another envelope we can't close. This one we close, no problem. And then let's go ahead and put some holes in these. Add some lace. Ink the edges. And we are done with a capital D. And then the flowers I will use for the front of the envelope. Let me see. I'm running out of my hole reinforcements. Alright, I have two here that match. It's neutral, so it's going down. Oh look, here we have a pink one. Okay, that's done. Let me grab my lace, actually my seam binding. I colored them, or rather I dyed them yesterday. Okay. I'm going to use pink on this one. Then I'm going to pop this one open, put that in, and make the journal on the back. I like that closure, see? It worked out. I like that a lot. But I guess if you make the inside decorative, can't mess it up like I did. Okay, so now this one is almost ready to go. I'm going to take I have a stamp, not a stamp, a die made of a stamp, a postal stamp. So I'm going to put that here in the corner, and then I'll just use one of these flowers to add to that. Let's go ahead and finish this tag, and then I have to be done with this video because it's over 30, almost 30 minutes. So this one is for the big envelope. And I'm going to make a little bow so that this way I don't have to cut the ribbon. Keep pulling the wrong one. There. So let's even that up. And there's your second tag for journaling. Okay, and then this one will go in here. Remember, this one's still drying. And there we go. All right, we're gonna let it dry. And I'm gonna just, look, this is another way you can close it. There you go. Once this dries, then I'll go ahead and put that together. So here are several ways to put together an envelope and just quickly decorate it. And this is for a swap. This was the funniest when I cut my bird. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me, and I hope you learned something. Take care.